In the mid-1960s, the line between engineering and art in the automotive world was incredibly thin. Very few people managed to cross it as boldly as Tom Mead, an American visionary who came to Italy and decided to build his own Ferrari-inspired dream car. That's how the Thomassima one was born, the first and now almost forgotten creation in a series of unique machines that blended American ambition with Italian craftsmanship. Although the car existed only briefly, its story remains one of the most fascinating and tragic in classic automotive history. Tom Mead arrived in Europe in the early 1960s, driven by a deep fascination with Italian sports cars. Originally from Hollywood, he had worked as a mechanic and restorer of exotic vehicles in California. Once in Italy, he immersed himself in the local automotive scene, quickly building connections with some of the most talented engineers and craftsmen of the era. His journey truly began when he acquired and restored a rare Maserati 350S, a project that opened doors and established his reputation. Through his work, Mead became involved with renowned coach builders such as Neri and Bonaccini, and gained access to the world of Ferrari and Maserati. His workshop became a hub for rare and exotic machinery. Legend has it that even Ferrari 250 GTOs and racing prototypes passed through his hands. Surrounded by this environment, Mead gathered not only experience, but also the confidence to pursue his ultimate goal, creating his own car. The Thomassima one was Mead's first complete original creation. The name itself reflected his ambition. Tom, from his own name, and Massima, meaning the best I can do in Italian. The car was built on the foundation of a Ferrari 250 GT and powered by its 3-liter V12 engine. However, what truly set it apart was not the mechanical base, but the completely unique body and vision behind it. Stylistically, the Thomassima one was a rolling sculpture. Mead drew inspiration from Italian masters like Medardo Fantuzzi and from the flowing aerodynamic forms seen in classic French coach building. The body featured smooth, organic curves that seemed shaped by airflow rather than rigid design rules. Mead approached the car more as an artist than an engineer, focusing on how the shape felt and looked at speed rather than strictly following technical conventions. Underneath its sculptural body, the Thomassima one retained the proven performance of Ferrari engineering. The V12 engine produced around 240 horsepower, which, combined with a relatively lightweight structure, delivered strong performance for the time. While not a pure race car, it possessed a character much closer to racing machines than to conventional grand tourers. The chassis construction also reflected Mead's hybrid approach. He utilized lightweight tubular structures and components inspired by racing cars, aiming to keep the car agile and responsive. Although the engineering wasn't developed with factory-level precision, the combination of low-weight and powerful engine gave the Thomassima one significant potential on the road. When the car was completed, it immediately drew attention. It was planned to be showcased publicly as a bold reinterpretation of what a Ferrari-based grand tourer could become. For Mead, it was more than just a car. It was a statement of identity and proof that an independent builder could rival the aesthetics of the greatest Italian designers. Tragically, the story of the Thomassima one came to an abrupt end. In November 1966, the Arno River flooded Florence and surrounding areas, destroying countless works of art. Among them was Mead's first creation. The Thomassima one was completely destroyed in the flood and could not be restored. It was a devastating loss, not only of a car, but of a vision. Despite this setback, Mead refused to give up. He went on to create the even more ambitious Thomassima II, and later, the famous Thomassima III. These cars brought him recognition and secured his place in automotive history. Yet it all began with the lost first model, the Thomassima one. Only one example of the Thomassima one was ever built. It was never intended for mass production and remained a one-off creation, built purely out of passion and artistic ambition. This makes it one of the rarest and most elusive cars ever conceived. The Thomassima one never had an official price, as it was never sold or produced commercially. However, considering its Ferrari-based components and handcrafted construction, it would have been extremely expensive, likely comparable to the most exclusive Ferraris of its time. Today, the value of the Thomassima one can only be imagined. Had it survived, it would likely be worth millions of dollars as a one-of-a-kind piece of automotive art. Its story, however, may be even more valuable than the car itself, a powerful reminder of passion, creativity, and how even the most extraordinary creations can be lost to time.